Hey friends, today on My Alabama Home, we are going to be making one of Jeremy's favorite comfort foods, a chicken pot pie. It has been cold here in Alabama for the past couple of weeks, and this is a great one to pull out on these cold winter nights. So the first thing I'm going to do is just start chopping my vegetables. I have some carrots here and celery, and when I dice these up, I end up with about a cup of each. I'm just going to dice these up into some fairly small pieces. And after I dice these up, I'm going to take about 3 small potatoes, peel those, and dice them up as well. After I've chopped all these vegetables, I'm going to take 2 chicken breasts, air fry those until they are done. It's usually about 375 for about 18 minutes, but you'll want to check that internal temp. Then I'm going to take these potatoes, put them on the stove, add a little salt to those, let them boil. I want to boil these until they are not quite fork tender. Okay, so the next step, I'm going to take about a tablespoon of olive oil and add it to this large iron skillet along with a couple of tablespoons of butter. Let that melt down a little bit, and then I'm going to add these vegetables to the skillet and saute those until they are tender. It'll take probably about 5 minutes to get those to the tenderness that I like them for this recipe. So after these have cooked down for about 5 to 7 minutes, I'm going to take them out, put them in a bowl, set them to the side, and then add a couple of more tablespoons of butter to this very hot skillet. Try not to let it burn. And to this butter, I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of flour. I'm going to make a roux here. And I'm just going to whisk this around and let it cook for a couple of minutes. It's going to be really, really thick, but you want to get that flour taste out. So I'm just going to cook this down. And I'm also going to add a couple of probably teaspoons of chicken stock to this to kind of break it up a little bit. Makes it easier to cook that flour taste out. This shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes though. Okay, so I've turned my skillet down to low. Still working on this. I'm just going to add the rest of this 2 cups of chicken stock. And this takes a little patience. You're just going to whisk this until there's no lumps. Gonna get a little hand workout here. Just keep whisking, just be patient. You just want to get all of these lumps worked out. Okay, now I'm going to take my chicken out. It is done. I'm going to put it on a plate to let it cool so I can dice that up here in just a few minutes. But you do want to check that temp, make sure it's done. Now this looks like it is ready to add about a cup of milk to. We're just going to whisk that in till it's all nice and smooth. I like my filling for my chicken pot pie to be creamy. So I'm going to add a can of cream of chicken soup to this. I don't like mine dry. Just whisk that in. Now I'm going to add my seasonings. This is about a half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, and black pepper. And whisk all of this in, and you can taste this. You may want some more seasonings. Now I'm going to add my vegetables back in. Just stir that together really well. You can see how this is getting all thick. I'm going to add also about a cup of green beans. You can add peas, whatever you have. I didn't have any peas on hand. We love green beans, so I just added those instead of the peas. Now I'm going to add those potatoes that are done, and I have drained those. Just add those in and mix this all together really well. Now I'm going to dice up this chicken now that it's cool. Now we're going to add the chicken into this mixture. And stir this together. I think I could eat this just like it is here and not even put it in a dish. Okay, so now to a large pie plate, I'm going to take a pie crust and just put one on the bottom. You don't have to do this. I just like a crust on the bottom too. Some people just put it on the top, but this crust is really good. So I'm just going to work that in here in this pie plate really well. And look at that bubbling. This is so good. Okay, now I'm just going to take a big spoon and fill this pie plate. And this is about perfect for this size. This is like a deep dish pie plate, and it's about the perfect amount. Just going to keep adding it all until we get it all in here and smoothed out. Now I'm going to take the other pie shell and put it on the top. Kind of press down the sides just like you would with just a pie. And after I have got all of this pressed in the way I want it, I'm going to take a knife and just cut some little slits in the top to let that steam escape. You can also add an egg wash to the top. That would make it really nice and golden brown. And I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'm setting it on a full lined pan just because I don't want it to overflow. This was kind of full, so I'm not sure. It may overflow just a little bit. But I cooked this at 350 for about 30 minutes. You just want to watch that top, make sure it doesn't burn. When it's this nice golden brown color, it is done. And y'all, this may not be the prettiest presentation, but this was absolutely delicious.
All right, Chase, let's take a bite and see what you think about your mama's homemade chicken pot pie.
That's really good.
You like it?
Yes, sir.
Think we should do that again?
Yes, sir.
All right.